All praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Karkadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, a great millstone, salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. Baruch, second chapter. Therefore the Lord hath made good his word, which he pronounced against us, and against our judges that judged Israel, and against the kings, and against our princes, and against the men of Israel and Judah, and brought upon us great plagues, such as never happened under the whole heaven, as it came to pass in Jerusalem, according to all the things were written in the law of Moses. All right, you had the blessings and the curses. So all these curses came upon Israel, that a man should eat the flesh of his own son and the flesh of his own daughter. Moreover, he hath delivered them to be in subjection to all kingdoms that are round about us. All right, every last kingdom. All right, what one nation have not had her part? All right, like Maccabees going to. All you nations had your part in putting us in captivity, to be reproached in a desolation among all the people round about where the Lord has scattered them. All right, the scriptures say what? It was going to be a byword and a proverb. It says all the nations shall hiss and clap their hands at us, right? Thus we were cast down, all right, the great falling away, all right, because part of captivity is losing your heritage, right? And not exalted because we have sinned against our power, and have not been obedient to his voice. For the Lord our power appertaineth righteousness. But unto us and our fathers open shame, which goes into the confusion of face. All right, as appeareth this day. For all these plagues are come upon us, which the Lord hath pronounced against us. Yet we have not prayed before the Lord, that we may turn everyone from his imagination of his wicked heart. So all this shit happens, and Israel just don't. Hey, the Lord said, or shall you be stricken any more, seeing that you should revoke more and more, right? It says, verse 9, therefore the Lord watched over us for evil, and Yahweh hath brought it upon us. For the Lord is righteous in all his works which he had commanded us. Yet we have not hearkened unto his voice, to walk into the commandments of the Lord that have been set before us. And now, O Lord, power of Israel, that has brought thy people out of the land of Egypt with a mighty hand and a high arm, and with signs and with wonders and with great power, and has gotten thyself a name as it appeareth this day. O Lord, our power, we have sinned. We have done ungodly. We have dealt unrighteously in all thy ordinances. Let thy wrath turn from us, for we are but a few left among the heathen, where thou hast scattered us. Hear our prayers, O Lord, and our petitions, and deliver us for thy own sake, and give us favor in the sight of them which have led us away. That all the earth may know that thou art the Lord power, because Israel and his prosperity is called by thy name. O Lord, look down upon thy holy house, and consider us, and bow down thy ear, O Lord, to hear us. Give thy eyes, and behold, for the dead that are in the graves, whose souls are taken from their bodies, will give unto the Lord neither praise nor righteousness, but the souls that is greatly vexed, which go of stooping and feeble, and the eyes that fail, and the hungry soul will give thee praise and righteousness, O Lord. Therefore we do not make our humble supplication before thee, O Lord our power, for the righteousness of our fathers and of our kings. For thou sent out thy wrath and indignation upon us, and thou hast spoken by the servants thy prophets, saying, thus saith the Lord, bow, and then this is what I was saying in the last chapter, the Lord told us to go serve the king of Babylon. Bow down your shoulders and serve the king of Babylon, so shall ye remain in the land that I gave your fathers. Now, since Israel didn't do that, they got put into captivity, all right? Because no, when somebody, hey, go serve this nation in captivity, it don't sound great, but if the Lord is telling you do something. Do it the first time, all right? Because now you got to serve the king of Babylon in captivity, all right? I will cause to cease out of the city of Jerusalem and from Judah. I will cause to cease out of the cities of Judah and from without Jerusalem the voice of mirth, the voice of joy, the voice of the bridegroom, the voice of the bride, and the whole land shall be desolate of inhabitants. But we would not hearken unto thy voice to serve the king of Babylon. Therefore thou hast made good the words that thou hast spoken by the servants the prophets. Namely, the bones of our kings and the bones of our fathers should be taken out of their place. All right, which this has happened. All right. And lo, they are cast out into the heat of the day, into the frost of night. And they are died in the great miseries by famine, by sword, and by pestilence. And the house which is called by their names thou hast laid waste, as it is seen this day for the wickedness of the house of Israel and the house of Judah. Our Lord, our power, thou hast dealt with us after thy goodness, and according to all thy great mercy of thine, as thou speakest by thy servant Moses in the day which thou didst command him to write the law before the children of Israel, saying, if ye would not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude should be turned into a small number amongst the nations where I will scatter them. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. Go read Ezekiel the 3rd chapter. But in the land of our captivities, we should remember ourselves. And that's what happens each and every time we go into captivity. All right. And that time is happening again. All right. Israel is waking up. And shall know that I am Yahweh, thy power, and I will give them in heart and in ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivities and think upon my name. That's going on right now. And return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, which have sinned before the Lord. And I will bring them again into the land. All right, because when we went through all those captivities, we never truly returned to our land. All right. We was always occupied, if you will. We're paying tribute. All right. But I will bring them again to the land which I promised with a oath to their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they should be the lords of it. Right? Even after this Babylon captivity, we weren't truly the lords of that land of Israel, because what? We had to pay tribute. All right. So this is more so now. When we get back into that land, and I will increase them, and they should not be diminished. Because after we came out of Babylon, we got diminished again. By who? All right. Media Persians. All right. After that, you had the Greeks. After that, you had the Romans. And what came with the Romans? 70 AD. All right. And I will increase them, and they should not be diminished. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their God. That new covenant, right, which we're entering into. And they should be my people. And I will no more drive my people out of the land of Israel, which I have given them. All right? So these are the times that we're coming into. Shalom.